This week's movies: Aloft, The Farewell Party, and Tomorrowland.
That's not mine.
What's not yours?
The pen. I've never...
A young girl finds a pin that transports her to a futuristic utopia in Tomorrowland. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, "My son briefly had a youth baseball coach whose way of inspiring his demoralized players was to stand at the dugout entrance screaming at them to have fun. Tomorrowland reminds me of that guy."
You're not saying this?
There's nothing casual or whimsical about this movie's celebration of imagination, optimism, and joy. On the contrary, it's a determined and didactic argument in favor of all those things, and an angry indictment of everyone who opposes them.
You guys love each other, right? So you have to be there for each other. Always.
A journalist organizes an encounter between a woman and the son she abandoned 20 years ago in Aloft. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, "While nominally located in Canada, Aloft really takes place in an international zone of art house misery.
She doesn't heal people.
For all its brooding atmosphere and its visual poeticism, the film's perspective on the lives of its characters feels narrow and superficial. They aren't fully emotional or spiritual beings, but walking problems, and, like this movie, much tamer than they look."
That's it. That's it.
אלוהים, אף אחד לא מאמין שאתה מתקשר אליי.
כן, תראי, כרגע אין לנו מקום, אז רציתי לבקש, תמשיכי עם הטיפולים.
The Farewell Party is an Israeli comedy about a retiree who makes a suicide machine. In his review, Stephen Holden writes, "The film steers a careful course between humor and pathos while playing down overtly political and religious arguments for and against assisted suicide." The two lead actors give the strongest performances and are touching as a deeply devoted couple. However, for all its sensitivity to the subject, the film makes a number of tonal missteps that upset the movie's otherwise sensible balance between the comedic and the morbid.
הלו?
הלו? אין לי קליטה. רגע. אין לי קליטה, אני אחזור אלייך.